All right. Happy day, everybody. Happy day. Good to see y'all. Yes. All right. So, what we got here, we have the what's left over from Rome. Remember last week we said there was a fall of Rome? Well, kinda. All right. This is what's going to be left over from Rome. We're talking about what's called the Byzantine Empire. Let's have some fun looking at this. You see, here's the Western Rome. This is what will fall. Will fall into the Dark Ages or medieval times, and we'll talk about that later on. This is what we'll focus on over here, Constantinople, its new capital, and what's called the Eastern Roman Empire, or what we call the Byzantine Empire. Yes, yes, yes. You notice you get real close to Constantinople, you have this cool chain. We'll talk about this chain later on. This is Constantinople, where it sits, or what it looks like. There's that chain right there. And we'll look at this building called the Hippodrome. All right. Let's get into this without wasting too much more time. Yes, the Byzantine Empire. So, the rise of the Byzantines. The Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantine, get rid of this comma, empire, reached a high point in the years of 500s. At this point, the empire stretched west all the way to Italy, south of Egypt, and east to the border with Arabia. All right. What is the name of this place we're talking about? Yes, this is. All right. So the Byzantine Empire is going to be mostly made up of Greeks. All right. Greeks make up the empire's largest group, but many other people were found within the empire. They included Egyptians, we have Syrians, we have Arabs, we have Armenians, there's Jews, there's Persians, there's Slavs, and there's Turk. It's a lot like the United States of America. There's a whole bunch of different folks there and here. All right, so first question. Why was Constantinople important? All right, on the last topic, which was the fall of what? The fall of Rome, you learned that the Emperor Constantine moved what? The capital of the Roman Empire from where? Rome to a new city called Constantinople. I know it's going to be hard to fill in your paper, but you can do it. I believe in you. All right, so Constantine City became the capital of the name of this new empire called the Byzantine Empire. All right, by the 500s, Constantinople was thriving and had become one of the world's great cities. One reason for Constantinople's success was its location. That's right. It lay on the waterways between the Black Sea and the Aegean Sea. Its harbors offered a safe shelter for fishing boats, trading ships, and warships. Constantinople also sat at the crossroads of a trade. That's right. So location and trade is going to be a big deal here between two continents, Europe and Asia. Trade that passed through made the city extremely, they have lots of money, so they're extremely wealthy. Constantinople had a secure land, we said the word earlier, location, lying on a peninsula. Constantinople was easily defended against its enemies. Sea protected it on 3 sides, and on the 4th side, there was a huge wall guarded the city. Later, a huge chain was even strong across the city's north harbor, all right, for greater protection. Invaders could not easily take Constantinople. That's right, that place was safe. All right, so let's just look at those pictures just real quick again. You see, there it is, Constantinople, Black Sea, Aegean Sea. Get a little closer, here's that chain, and here is the peninsula. There's this North Harbor, there's that chain again, there's a Great Wall. Right, very good. Let us continue. Yes, so how did the Greek culture influence the Byzantine Empire? All right, the Byzantines at first followed Roman ways. All right, Constantinople was known as the New Rome. Its public buildings and palaces were built in the Roman style. The city even had an oval arena, a lot like the Colosseum, but it was called the Hippodrome, all right, where chariot races and other events were held. Byzantine political and social life also was based on that of Rome. Emperors spoke the Roman language, Latin, and enforced Roman laws. What's the difference? The empire's poor people they even got free bread and shows like they did at the gladiator games. Wealthy people lived in town or on a large farming estates. In fact, many of them had once lived in Rome. As time passed, though, the Byzantine Empire became less Roman and more Greek. They began fascinated with the Greeks and became more like them. Most Byzantines, they spoke Greek and honored their Greek past. Byzantine emperors and officials began to speak Greek also. The ideas of non-Greek speaking people, like the Egyptians and the Slavs, also shaped, where are we now? We're not in Rome, but in Byzantine life. Still, other customs came from Persia in the east. All of these cultures blended together to form the Byzantine Empire between 500 and 1200. All right. So the Byzantine had one of the world's richest and advanced empires. All right, let's continue. What role did Justinian and Theodora play in Byzantine history? All right, this first emperor we need to know about, his name is Justinian. That's right. Justinian became emperor of the Byzantine Empire the year is 527 and ruled until 565. Justinian was a strong leader. He controlled the military, made laws, and was supreme judge. That means his orders could not be questioned. Justinian's wife, the Empress Theodora, helped him run the empire. Theodora, which was a former actress, was intelligent and strong-willed, and she helped Justinian choose government officials. Theodora also convinced him to give, what is she? Women more rights. That's a big deal. For the first time, a Byzantine wife could own land. If she became a widow, that means her husband died, she now had the income to take care of her children. And in 532, Theodora helped save Justinian's throne. All right? This is what happens. Angry taxpayers threatened to overthrow Justinian and storm the palace at what's called the Nika Rebellion, which means victory. So Nika, Justinian's advisors urged him to get out of town, to leave Constantinople. Theodora was like, what? However, told him to stay. Keep your behind right here and fight. Justinian took Theodora's advice. He stayed in the city and crushed the uprising. All right, here we go. Justinian wanted to reunite the Roman Empire and bring back Rome's glory. To do this, he had to conquer Western Europe and Northern Africa. He ordered a general named Belisarius to strengthen and lead the Byzantine army. When Belisarius took command, he reorganized the army, and instead of foot soldiers, the Byzantine army began to rely on horses. Byzantine cavalry wore armor and carried bows and lances, which are long spears. During Justinian's reign, the Byzantine military conquered most of Italy and northern Africa and defeated the Persians in the east. However, Justinian conquered too much too quickly. After he died, the empire did not have the money to maintain an army large enough to hold the territory in the west. So, this map right here, he tries to keep us all together, but it's not going to be able to stay. And the Western Empire will fall again into the Dark Ages, and the Eastern Empire, the Byzantine Empire, will grow stronger and become something very special. There's that chain again. There's Constantinople again. There's that chain right over there. And here show you the Hippodrome. And this is what it looks like today. Check out the Hippodrome today. Then, all right, then, today. Then, today. See you in a minute, then, today.